Hi, I'm Charlie Ellis, and I'd like to share with you some of the fundamental elements of digital K-12 science instructional materials as guided by the NGSS innovations and my own experience with digital instructional materials as a middle school science teacher. To start, I'd like you to ask yourself Marzano's 4 questions of engagement in relation to digital science instructional materials. How do I feel about digital science instructional materials? Am I interested in digital tools for science education? Is this important? Can I do this? A new teacher might feel differently about a new curriculum than a teacher in their 20th year. Stakeholders, including families, teachers, administrators, and designers, might be interested because the topic is relevant to them. It has an effect on their lives, and they have an opportunity to do something about it. If you are still here, you might believe that this is a pivotal moment in science education. Stakeholders might feel capable of bringing about a positive shift in the way we teach science if we all work together and support each other. It's an exciting time for me to be a middle school science teacher in Seattle. Digital education tools and environments offer our students opportunities to experience local and global phenomena and interact with people and technologies that were far out of reach when I was in middle school. With Seattle Public Schools in the process of adopting a new science curriculum, all stakeholders should be familiar with the tools for evaluating instructional materials designed for the next generation science standards. When evaluating digital instructional materials for science, stakeholders should be sure that the benefits of using the technology outweigh the costs. If a virtual experience is preventing some real or physical experience, that should be balanced out at another time in the lesson or in the unit. Ease of use is also important for students and teachers. If people are overwhelmed by the complexity of online tools, they won't use them. If the technology helps students and teachers, they will. Curriculum materials should engage students with multiple modalities, including offline forms of learning like talk, labs, outdoor experiences, dance, and art. The use of technology can be seen as a single modality with many facets. Experiences with technology in class are relevant when they include communication technologies and other tools used outside of school. So, the use of technology in the classroom should not be limited to a single platform or digital learning environment, but should give students experience with browsers, social networking, blogging, video conferencing, databases, email, and programming. Students should be given opportunities to create their own digital models and environments rather than simply interacting with ones made for them by adults. Digital instructional materials make sense because they offer students and teachers malleable learning experiences that were impossible with textbooks. Digital instructional materials can change as educators learn better ways to use them. Just as educators encourage students to collaborate and learn online, a digital NGSS curriculum should be paired with a rich online professional learning community that includes groups at the curriculum, district, and building levels to allow teachers to learn from each other's experiences and better serve students. The NGSS include tools for the evaluation of instructional materials at the lesson level, the equip rubric, and the program level, the primary evaluation of essential criteria, PEAK, for NGSS instructional materials design. At the heart of the evaluation criteria are the 5 NGSS innovations. I have included a document with the details of the innovations, but here is a preview. Innovation 1, making sense of phenomena and designing solutions to problems. Relevant, real-world phenomena, including socio-scientific issues, should drive student learning. Innovation 2, three-dimensional learning. Student engagement in making sense of phenomena and designing solutions to problems requires student performances that integrate the science and engineering practices, cross-cutting concepts, and disciplinary core ideas in instruction and assessment. Innovation 3, building K-12 progressions. Students' three-dimensional learning experiences are designed and coordinated over time to ensure students build understanding of all three dimensions of the standards. Innovation 4, alignment with English language arts and mathematics. Students engage in learning experiences with explicit connections to and alignment with English language arts and mathematics. Innovation 5, all standards, all students. Science instructional materials support equitable access to science education for all students. Please see Chapter 11 of the National Research Council Framework, Equity and Diversity in Science and Engineering Education. There will be technical difficulties. Digital NGSS instructional materials should have offline backup plans. For example, printable materials for students and lesson guides for teachers, along with offline activity substitutes to replace online application or simulation experiences if necessary. And ongoing support in place to deal with issues as they arise during the school year, like bug fixes, and to make corrections and updates to materials. Digital NGSS instructional materials should be designed with variable school technology infrastructures in mind. When a district adopts a curriculum, schools within that district may be at vastly different levels of technology readiness, from 1-to-1 or 2-to-1 student-to-device ratios, shared laptop carts, or limited computer lab access. Having printable materials is one way to mitigate the issue, but will relegate teachers to many hours spent in front of a copy machine over the course of a school year. Ideally, a digital curriculum would allow teachers to toggle lessons between different modes depending on the availability of technology at their school, or from one day to the next, allowing teachers to group students while still being able to collect individual assessment data. Communication is an area where potential benefits of technology in classrooms abound. Digital NGSS curricula should connect students to each other within the same class with embedded talk moves and language supports. Asynchronous communication tools should allow students to communicate across class periods or sections during the same unit. A digital learning platform should facilitate the feedback loop between students and teachers. Students should have opportunities to share their ideas with authentic audiences and interact with people in local and global communities outside of school. And lastly, clear, printable reports should be generated based on the three dimensions of NGSS to improve communication between teachers and parents. Now I'll ask you to imagine you're a child in a science classroom using well-developed digital science instructional materials. How do I feel? Am I interested? Is this important? Can I do this? I hope you feel like you belong in the science and engineering community because you have been engaged through multiple modalities. I hope you are interested because you experience phenomena that are real and relevant to you. I hope you understand the importance of science and engineering as effective ways to understand our universe and solve problems in our communities. I hope you feel supported and empowered by the experience you've had and the skills you've gained. Thank you.